Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Chemical Engineer. I am Sahil Yadav and in this video we are going to continue our course on process calculation in chemical engineering. So in this video we are going to discuss about types of system and processes. So in previous video what we have seen is choosing a basis. So in last video we know that how to choose a basis for any problem in process calculation. Okay, so I hope that you are having the basic knowledge how to choose a basis. So in this video we will see that what are the types of system and processes that we will go through or we will come across during the course. Okay, so mainly this system and this processes are the basic or the base for any chemical engineering operations. So let us begin the video, and if you haven't subscribed us till now, please subscribe us and let's see. So before starting, let us see what is system. Okay, so what is system? So basically we can say a definition as by system we mean any arbitrary portion of or a whole process that you want to consider for analysis. So we can call it as a system, or we can also call it as concerned area. Okay, so only thing which we want to know, like suppose if there is chemical reaction going on inside the reactor, we want to know only what chemical reaction is going on. So this will be our system. Okay, and in order to uh, give the boundary to the system, we draw it like this. Okay, so I hope okay, so this is done. So basically a concerned area or the area of study is generally known as a system. Alright, I hope this is clear. What is system? Now let us see types of system. Types of system. So system are basically divided into two types based on the boundary. So first is the closed system. So what do you mean by closed system? So closed system means material can enter or leave through the system. So this is not possible. Energy. In this course we are going through material balance and energy balance. So our main aim will be to check if material is going through or going out, or energy is going through or going out. So in a closed system only energy can enter and leave. So that system is known as closed system. Material cannot enter and cannot leave. That type of system is known as closed system. Second is open system. So open system is nothing but for material entry or leaving is allowed. Moreover, for energy entry and leaving is allowed. So if both the things are going through the boundary, then the system is called as open system. For example, So for example, you will be having a vessel. So in this vessel, if suppose you are pouring some HCl, and suppose with HCl you are giving some base NaOH. So these two things are going inside and coming out as NaCl plus H2O. Okay, so material can enter and leave to the system through this boundary, then it is known as open system. Moreover, if we give some energy, like suppose this is a steam coil, then we may call it as open system ideally, because energy can also leave or enter through the system. Now if suppose we stop the input of HCl and NaOH, and we also stop this outlet, then system will be called as closed system, because material cannot enter or leave through the system. Only energy can leave and enter through the system. So I hope I am clear, because this basis will be used in next video, so please clear this. Okay, now third type of system, or we can say a new type of system that is based on the process, is steady state system and unsteady state system. Two are there. So what do you mean by steady state system? So let's take a simple example. Something is going in and coming out through the vessel. Okay, now let us see flow rate. This is for example of you. So flow rate is nothing but volume going in divided by time. Okay, so if suppose 100 liter of water, suppose this is water is going in 2 minutes. So what we can say, flow rate is 100 divided by 2, that is 50 liter per minute. If this thing remains constant for all the time, then we may call it system as open system. So in order to define it, we may call it as value of amount of matter does not change with time. So this type of system is known as a steady state system. Please note down everything I am telling you. Next we have unsteady state system. So what do you mean by unsteady state system? So opposite to that, that is flow rate is not constant. Okay, so this type of system is not only flow rate, but there are various quantities like flow rate, temperature, pressure. Anything with respect to time is not constant, then the system is called as unsteady state system. Third type of system that we have is pseudo steady state system. So what do you mean by pseudo steady state system? So in this system, what actually thing happens is, this system is not truly steady. So this system is also known as not truly steady, but with small portions or small time or area, anything, it can be considered as steady. Okay, so this system is not truly a steady system, but for some given amount of time or for some given fractions of uh, quantity, we may consider it as steady or it behaves as a steady. Then such a system is known as pseudo steady system. So for example, flow rate we are maintaining as 50 liter per minute, same example, but here we are getting 49.8 for 2 minutes, then for next 2 minutes we are getting 50.2, then again we are getting some 49.7, then 50.3 for 2 minutes. So if we take overall, it will be 50 liter per minute. Overall it will be 50 liter per minute average. So such a system is known as pseudo steady state system. Okay, so this is all about types of system. Now let us see types of processes. Okay, so in this course or in chemical engineering, any course, you will see three processes majorly. First is continuous. So continuous process means we have inlet, outlet fully open all the time. Okay, so we, in order to define, we can define it as material enters and leaves the system without interruption. So such a process is known as continuous process. So in order to give you the example, you may consider as urea production. Okay, so this process will be always continuous process. That is, material going into the any reactor is going out at the same time of that reactor, then it is known as continuous process. Second is batch process. So batch process is also known as closed process. Why it is known as closed process? Because let us see first definition. Treats a fixed amount of material each time it operates. So what does it mean? Okay, so we inlet one material while we are giving feed to this batch. Let us suppose this is a reactor. While giving the inlet, we have closed the outlet valve. Okay, so the outlet valve is closed while we are giving the feed to the reactor. Now once the feed reaches the desired level, what we will do? We will close the inlet valve and outlet valve is also closed. Now we will do some reaction, like suppose if we are doing agitation, we will do agitation, anything we will do. After completing the process, we will open the outlet valve. So this process in which nor material enters, neither material enters nor it leaves during the operation is known as batch process. I hope I am clear. If you have any doubt, you can comment it down. So for example, dairy industry, oil industry, edible oil, or we can say soap industries. So all those processes are batch processes. Pharmaceutical industries, all those processes are batch process, because they inlet the, suppose we are inletting 100 tons of product one time, so we will be forming 100 tons of outlet, and we will have it at the final time. Okay. And third is semi batch process. So what do you mean by semi batch process? So semi batch process is also known as open process. Why is it known as open process? Because material enters the process during its operation, but nothing leaves. So what does it mean? So suppose we have a vessel. First we have inletted 50% of our, for example we have given 50% of our feed, and then we have started reaction, but this valve is closed, outlet valve is always closed. Now we have started the reaction. Now in between reaction we are also giving some feed, and we are not taking out any product. So once the reaction start, we are giving feed and doing the reaction. So suppose after some time it will become 100% filled. So such a reaction in which during the operation we are giving feed but not taking out the product, such reaction are known as semi batch reaction. Because in batch process what we are doing, we are giving feed at the first or initial time but not taking out the product till it ends. But here we are giving feed in between when the reaction is occurring in the reactor. So this is all about types of process and types of system. So in next video what we will be starting with is the material balance. So till now if you have any doubt, please ask me in this comment section, and from next video we will start with the material balance, how to solve material balance problem, and some terminologies related to material balance. So please stay connected, and thank you for watching the video. Thanks.